Back inside the newly remodeled, beautiful Madison Square Garden. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Justin Peters last night against Tampa Bay had 29 saves and a 3-0 loss. And Henrik Lundqvist had the same amount of saves, but a 2-0 win over Buffalo here on Thursday night. The officials, the referees, are Chris Lee and Dean Morton, Mac McPherson, and Brian Murphy on the line. Sit back and enjoy this one. Andre Sekera and Justin Falk on defense for Carolina. Newly shaped line, Elias Lindholm at center, flanked by Nathan Gerbe and Tuomo Ruutu. The puck comes all the way down to Justin Peters. Pass does not connect with Falk. He turns aside a bid from Brad Richards. Now Nathan Gerbe out to center. A lead pass intended for Tuomo Ruutu. And the Rangers take over in the person of Mark Stahl.
And Lindholm playing in the middle of the ice with Ruutu and Gerbe. Boy, that's where he's going to end up as a centerman. He's played some wing, but it's good to see him in the middle tonight.
And it's the first time in NHL history the three brothers, this combination, have played in an NHL game. Justin Falk along the wall for Alex Semin. Nice chip for Jordan, and away they go. It's Stahl, and Semin on this top line. Eric goes to work on Dan Girardi. Centering one through the goal mouth. Ron Hainsey with a shot that pinballs around. Eric with it. Lundqvist said no. Loose out in front. Jordan Stahl now plays it along the boards. Dan Girardi for Matt Zuccarello. And the Rangers now regroup.
That's what the Hurricanes are looking for. Eric Stahl, the first man pursuit, throws the initial puck at the net, then got it again and simplified throwing it at the net. That's something Tampa did better than Carolina last night, is to throw everything at the net. You can't get too fancy. And we'll see if we can take a look at it. Not once, but twice. I mean, just real simple action, and if you have guys going, you know, good things can happen when you do that.
Riley Nash along with Pat Dwyer and Jiri Tlusty along the boards now. Derek Stepan for the Rangers. They scrum. It kicks out. Girardi paired on defense with a guy who has the puck, Ryan McDonough. Nice pinch by Carolina's Ryan Murphy. Good support from Jiri Tlusty. Now McDonough. Stolen by Riley Nash. Nash inside for Dwyer. Shifting gears on Girardi now to the outside. To the point, Murphy, his shot. Turned out nicely by Lundqvist. Played along by Jay Harrison. Tlusty had it, lost it, and now Dan Girardi takes over.
Always a good start when two of your three forwards change while you still have the puck in the offensive zone. Ryan Murphy ready to fire away. He's never even been to New York City before.
Manny Malhotra. Drayson Bowman with a shot off net. Caught by Henrik Lundqvist. And we get a stoppage in play. We see Kirk Muller for the first time tonight.
As you would expect, having lost 4 in a row, Kirk Muller was very grizzled today. And his game plan is he's going to roll 4 forward lines. I don't think he's going to worry a ton about matchups tonight. And he's looking for that trust that you talked about in the pregame interview with him. You know, you have to work through these difficult times together to get through them.
At the top of your screen, take a look at the Rex Express Care injuries and scratches. Rex Healthcare is chosen for excellence. Derek Dorset along the boards, cut off by Andre Sekera. Brett Sutter now the inside track on John Moore to the outside. They drop it off on a cycle. Del Zotto cancels Malhotra. Brian Boyle tries to move it. Brandon Meshinter now tries to clear it out. He's a tough guy, and he tangled with Cody McCormick here. Buffalo on Thursday night. Meshinter now flings it across for Michael Del Zotto. Andre Sekera, nice read at the Carolina line. We get a stoppage. The new coach for the Rangers this season, Alain Vigneault.
Yeah, the flip-flop. Vancouver coach comes to New York, and John Tortorella goes to Vancouver. Alain Vigneault told me before the game that he's really liked the compete level and the execution of his hockey club in the last 4 or 5 games. And when you look at that stretch after those 9 games on the road to start the year, they've won 3 of their last 4, including a big win a week ago tonight in Detroit.
Vigneault is number 28 all-time in terms of points in the all-time list for coaches. Of course, many seasons with the Vancouver Canucks. Lindholm, Mark Stahl for the Rangers, unattainable for Brad Richards, now recoiling Ron Hainsey. The Rangers pick it off through the center zone. Hainsey gets it back. They'll angle ahead on the wing. Nathan Gerbe tries to get it deep, and he succeeds.
And that's what Kirk Muller wants, that simplicity, just getting the puck deep. Hainsey first pass to Nathan Gerbe. You'd like to have some support getting in on the forecheck, but no waste of time in the neutral zone.
Lead pass for Carl Hagelin, who walks in on his backhand. Peters says no. and he'll melt it down. With a Canes win tonight, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes win. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
This is an advantage here. Jordan Staal can take a chance here against Stepan because he's got Eric if he gets booted out of the circle.
Off the draw now, Ryan McDonough holding onto it. Off a body, denied here by Eric Staal, and out they go. He'll make a cut on Zuccarello. He'll pull up. Lay it inside, loose in back of the goal. Semin now in control. Alex Semin grinding a cycle. Eric holding. His shot goes high over the top of Lundqvist. Played by Sekera off the blocker of King Henrik. Now Zuccarello for Derek Stepan and back out to center ice.
Tough for Stepan, a contract holdout, and even though Glenn Sather finally got that done towards the end of preseason, it's tough for you to start the season in the form that has really gathered the attention of the Ranger fans, this good young player.
Through the center zone, Jiri Tlusty. Alex Semin holding onto it. Back for Tlusty. His shot shut down. Good save by Henrik Lundqvist. Now Semin holding onto it. Alex Semin negotiates from the wall. Zuccarello diving. Good keep by Murphy. And Derek Stepan is back on it.
And the Hurricanes so far are doing exactly what they need to do, and that's just to get the puck deep and don't waste any time with any lateral or countering movements in the middle of the ice.
Patrick Dwyer goes to work. He'll circle the wagons. A wrap chance to flex wide. Off the skate of Riley Nash. Derek Brassard, who had a power play goal here against Buffalo on Thursday, makes a cut. He'll lay it across, and Ryan Murphy is back in his own zone. Along the boards, Nash takes a hit from Taylor Pyatt. Attempts to make a play, but the Rangers, as we see, take over.
Better at both blue lines. There, Riley Nash, that's a subtlety. But that puck's got to get out. That puck, you have to be good at both blue lines to win on the road. There he was.
Now time for the Moe's Southwest Grill. Hey, what do you say? Queso player. Tonight it's newcomer Manny Malhotra. If he scores a goal tonight, all Caniacs receive a free side of Moe's famous queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Once upon a time, he played on a line here with the Rangers with Radek Dvorak, his teammate here with Carolina, and also a guy by the name of Mark Messier. That was the threesome. I know Skinner loved that when Radek Dvorak told him about that line, to hear about, of course, Mark Messier.
1998, 7th overall, Lundqvist leashing out with that leg on the shot taken by Brett Belmore. Getting to it is Taylor Pyatt back out to center ice. Now Carolina back in their own zone. Belmore on his horse, finished off by J.T. Miller. Tuomo Ruutu scampers out to center. Away from John Moore, who plays it well. Ron Hainsey gets it deep.
Boy, Lundqvist, you can see the quickness there. And Belmore back in the lineup. He challenged him with that point shot.
Taylor Pyatt, also from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Ron Hainsey moves it along the wall. Derek Dorsett with a shot. Locked in front off Pyatt. Dorsett races back after it. Carolina, as we see, gets it out. A lead pass for Eric from Jordan. He'll button hook. Eric Staal pulls up, defended by Mark. Played ahead by Andrei Sekera. Alexander Semin looking around along the boards, forked out of the zone by Derek Dorsett.
That was a good use of the stick from Mark Staal. He might have surprised Eric a little bit.
Now the Rangers come back. Mashinter on the tape of Brian Boyle.
Mashinter was a teammate of Jeff Skinner's in Kitchener for one season, the Ontario League.
Along the boards now. Punched along by Boyle, not out. Here's Sekera. Andrei Sekera with a shot patted down by Lundqvist. Played here by Mashinter. Good play by the Hurricanes to knock it down. Tlusty's shot goes wide. Nash now in on the forecheck. And the Rangers look to survive, and that's exactly what they do by icing the puck. Good pressure by the Hurricanes early.
And, boy, we've seen, I think, good attacking zone time from at least 2, maybe 3 of the 4 forward lines, and involving the defense. The Hurricanes have just put their work boots on. You know, win the face-off here. Lundqvist, boy, that's what he plays deeper than most, and so he has to rely on that quickness as opposed to more, I guess, a less sexy save.
Now Holtra won 15 out of 20 last night. He goes forward. The Rangers get possession now. Anton Stralman floating the puck out to center ice, where it's knocked down with a high stick by Brendan Mashinter, and we get a stoppage in play. We'll step aside. 13:41 left in period 1. We're back in the Big Apple. Coors Light, Cold Hard Facts. Installment number 1 tonight. There's our subject, Manny Malhotra and Drip Face-Off Acumen.
Well, I mean, he did it. First game out of the chute, wins 15 out of 20. And the guy who's coaching against him tonight knows full well about what Manny Malhotra brings, because Vigneault coached Malhotra for many years in Vancouver. Vigneault told me before the game he has mixed emotions about seeing him back because the questions of his health. But I can tell you this. Manny Malhotra has some of the best agents in hockey, the Bobby Orr Hockey Group with Rick Kern and Paul Krapelka, and they know the risks here, and they've thought it through, and it's great to have him aboard.
Malhotra now, the aforementioned player, gets it ahead for Carolina, accepted by Benoit Pouliot. Back out, Brad Richards. Off to a good start. He was much maligned last season here. Never got off the mark after the lockout as that puck deflects out of play.
I think Talbot might have made that save.
Cam Talbot.
Yeah, what a story. The backup goaltender for the New York Rangers. I think he gloved that one down. Muller does not see him tonight, but he has wins in the last week against Detroit and also the rival New York Islanders, former Alabama Huntsville star.
That's right. Mark Stahl now will get it ahead. He was never drafted. It goes deep. Ron Hainsey around the wall. Cut off by Chris Kreider, coming off a great game Thursday. Zuccarello rubbed out by Belmore. Nathan Gerbe is on it for Carolina. To the open corner, Ron Hainsey looks around. Tuomo Ruutu's errant pass all the way across. Belmore is there off the boards and successfully out to center ice and all the way back in the Rangers zone.
Back-to-back, I come over here this morning and I see Nathan Gerbe. Came over to ride the bike and went back to the hotel. The team did not skate just because he thought he had to do that to prepare. I mean, Gerbe does the little things to get his body right for action.
Nice steal by Jordan. Jordan goes to work. Brother Mark on the back line here for Alain Vigneault. Derek Stepan. Good pinch by Sekera. Jordan shoulder to shoulder on Strallman. Jordan holding onto it inside for Eric. It's punched out at the point. Sekera in deep for the captain, Eric Stahl. Mark Stahl on him. To the corner they go. Now it's played along the boards. Chris Kreider. Alex Semin wins a battle. Jordan with a shot wide of Lundqvist. Moving up, Andre Sekera. His shot off Eric. Accepted here by Derek Stepan. They move it out.
This line put together, two Stahls and Semin. They've had the puck in the New York end, it seems, every shift, and they've seen, it seems, Stahl and Strallman more than Girardi and McDonough.
8 shots have been taken so far, 6 by Carolina. Justin Falk. Canes looking to snap a 4-game losing skid tonight. Yuri Tlusty out of the corner. The Rangers have won 2 in a row. Now it's played by Pat Dwyer, defended by Ryan McDonough. McDonough nicely off here for Benoit Pouliot, fronted by Yuri Tlusty. Rangers having a hard time getting the puck out of the zone. Now they do. Pouliot this way for Carl Hagelin, cutting. Good speed. His shot scores! What a goal by Carl Hagelin! And the Rangers are off and running.
First time in the game the Rangers have had any of their speed. Hagelin in his 3rd game back from a shoulder injury. Watch the top of your screen. Richards makes the play. Protects the puck and generates a 2-on-2. You have a net drive which creates a little lateral seam for Carl Hagelin. Swedish-born player, played at Michigan. Peters is deep. He'd probably like to have that one. Brad Richards is an excellent story. A comeback here for the former playoff MVP. He started the whole thing.
Carl Hagelin was very good in terms of that speed against Buffalo Thursday night. He's had injury problems, as Tripp pointed out. John Moore with a screenshot wide of Justin Peters. Michael Del Zotto. Inside it goes. Derek Brassard, top of your screen. Here's J.T. Miller, former first-round pick. Riding a cycle. Elias Lindholm getting back on it. But it's played here by Taylor Pyatt off the stick of Nathan Gerbe. Now a foot race ensues, and getting to it is John Moore.
This is going to be the test because the Hurricanes have had their best start in some time. And the way things go, you still give up the first goal. Can't change a thing.
Taylor Pyatt run into by Brett Belmore out of the corner. Pyatt for the Rangers off the body. Moore at the point. Defended by Ron Hainsey. He'll clear it all the way back. This will be icing as Del Zotto is to the spot.
I can't help but admire what Brad Richards did. You know, at the end of the second-round playoff exit against Boston, a lot of people were saying, well, will Glenn Sather use one of the 2 buyouts on the guy that won playoff MVP with the Tampa Bay Lightning? He trained with Nathan Gerbe and Marty St. Louis. He's continuing to train in Connecticut when he can. He has been back to himself.
McDonough shot off the stick of Brad Richards. Gerbe looks around. Back out to the center zone. Ryan McDonough is on it. He and Dan Girardi The top two on defense, and he is hit hard. What a hit by Brett Belmore on Ryan McDonough. Puck is carried out here by Jordan Staal with Semin and Gerby for now. Nathan Gerby with a shot off a body out in front off Dan Girardi. Fended off by McDonough, now Benoit Pouliot. And the Blue Shirts attempt to get it from their own zone. Girardi moves it for McDonough. Around the boards, here's Justin Falk with a tip chance that goes on goal. Sent across by Alex Semin. Justin Falk inside for Jordan. Here's Eric, now Semin fanning on it. And he had an empty portion of the cage. Now Semin taken off the puck by Ryan McDonough. Carl Hagelin sticks his nose in. They scrum along the boards. Sekera for Carolina. Out of the reach of Jordan. Jordan Staal along the boards. You see it up close. It eludes Justin Falk, and it comes all the way back.
That's an excellent shift. It starts with Falk, a good pinch. Jordan Staal finds Semin. Probably 80% of the time, Semin buries that on the one-timer. That's just the way things are going. But you have to continue with these habits. They're not in transition. They're on that five-man forecheck.
Carl Hagelin, his first goal of the season. Benoit Pouliot, Brad Richards get the assist. The goal comes at 8:26. Now it's carried out by Riley Nash. Through the center zone, broken up by Mark Staal. In the zone, here they come, but it was blown dead. Not a late whistle. It was blown. Tough to hear right now in Madison Square Garden. 9:11 left to go in period one. Big hit, Belmore on McDonough.
Here in the first, the Rangers take the 1-0 lead. And if you're not following head athletic trainer Pete Friesen, I must suggest that you do. Pete Friesen always is tweeting about the breakdown of injuries, the latest and greatest in medical sports history and news, and also some very inspirational quotes. And I wanted to share one of them that I found that was particularly interesting and probably applies to the team. That's our Geico quote. Tonight, champions believe in themselves even when no one else does. That was tweeted by Pete Friesen, head athletic trainer for the Canes, and he's always tweeting little nuggets of wisdom, so make sure you check out his Twitter account for more. Guys?
You know, he does it early in the morning, too, which I like. It kind of inspires you to carry on with the rest of your day.
Yeah, I mean, Frank Sinatra said, I feel sorry for people that don't drink. They get up in the morning knowing that's the best they're going to feel all day. Well, the Hoboken native was wrong about that one. The morning's grand.
At the line now, the Rangers move it ahead. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. Madison Square Garden. Newly refurbished. Absolutely beautiful. Brand new scoreboard at center ice. They have all the bells and whistles, and they should, for the world's most famous arena. Nathan Gerby now attempts to get it deep.
Well, you can tell the lighting's much better in this phased renovation, and the ice should be much better because it's a whole new sheet, all sorts of new state-of-the-art refrigeration tactics, because that's always been a question mark, the type of ice conditions here.
Now carried in the zone, Eric Staal with a shot turned out by Henrik Lundqvist, played here by Jordan Staal. Taylor Pyatt away now for Derek Brassard. He'll scale it through Sekera and Justin Falk. To the corner now, JT Miller. And a penalty is called. Pyatt on the forecheck engaged Justin Falk. The Rangers will be penalized. Carolina to the power play.
And the Hurricanes, through almost 12 minutes, have had a heck of a start to this game despite being down 1-0. They've done things the right way. They've created offense the right way. But this is where you need the power play to make a difference. It was 0 for 4 last night. The first power play of the night was really good, and then it tailed off. And anytime a player takes an offensive zone penalty, as Pyatt does here, the hook, you want to make him pay.
Canes are number 22 in the power play, tied for 13th on the road. Rangers tied for 12th at home with their kill, 13th in terms of their overall penalty killing. And in terms of the last 5 on the power play, Carolina is 3 out of 20. Eric Staal, Elias Lindholm, Nathan Gerby, Ryan Murphy, and Alex Semin on the points for Kirk Muller. Carl Hagelin taken down by Nathan Gerby. And we'll go to 4-on-4 hockey. Lindholm gets possession, and that'll do it as far as the power play.
2 offensive zone penalties. And this, well, that's the way the percentage goes, because this will go down as 0 for 1.
That's right. You have to be careful with that.
Yeah, and so, sometimes you can't fall too much into just following the numbers. But 4-on-4 hockey, this is an area where Carolina, they haven't been rewarded for it, but they have gotten better as the season has gone along. It has been an Achilles for them in the last couple of years, but they seem to be getting more comfortable in these scenarios.
Brad Richards losing that faceoff to Manny Malhotra. Reverse here for Jay Harrison. They go to 4-on-4. Carolina looking for their first 4-on-4 goal of this season. They've yielded 2. The Rangers have scored twice in this scenario and given up 3. Michael Del Zotto.
And speaking of lines, Pete Friesen, Jay Harrison and I walked back to the hotel today.
John Moore walks in for a shot off the goalpost. Michael Del Zotto. Brad Richards with a shot fought off by Peters, who's fighting it early.
Yeah, he is. I thought he was deep on the first goal, and there Jay Harrison legally ties up the rebound. Of course, remember, that's one of our game keys.
Ryan Murphy cutting. Fished out by Carl Hagelin. 2-on-2 with Brassard. Hagelin holding onto it to the outside. Carl Hagelin now utilizing his speed on the flank. He hits Mark Stahl, and it pinballs astray. Alex Semin lays it off for Andre Sekera. He gets it back, and the Canes now reorganize.
Eric Stahl has had as good of a start to this game as he's had all year, but don't fall off getting pucks deep. He turned it over at the offensive blue line.
Carl Hagelin stopping and starting. Brassard out in front, nobody home. Eric Stahl, a lead pass by Alex Semin and Mark Stahl as they come together and go to the corner. The Rangers reverse.
Boy, that was a hybrid icing. Full fruition is I think Mark Stahl thought he was going to get there, and Semin recovered, just beat him out.
Derek Stepan with a shot off the blocker of Justin Peters, played by Derek Brassard. Inside for Stepan, negated by Ron Hainsey. Alex Semin now, Riley Nash back out to center ice, broken up by Matt Zuccarello. Carolina defends it in the person of Justin Falk. Now Girardi thwarted on the way through. Nash gets it. Riley Nash, a lead pass intended for Yuri Tlusty. You see it come back in the Rangers zone.
Yeah, Mark Stahl, that scary eye injury. Dan Girardi, one of his closest friends, his former partner. He's wearing a visor now.
Zuccarello moves in, but the Rangers were offside. It was Taylor Pyatt, and we get a stoppage.
Well, Moore, who came over in the deal for Marian Gaborik, first-round defenseman, draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets, a one puck-moving defenseman. Del Zotto, nice little chip in the neutral zone. I believe it was Richards that did it. And here Moore tries to expose the short side. Looked like he may have had Peters beat, but not the bar.
Elias Lindholm on this draw opposed by Brian Boyle, who leads the Rangers in terms of face-off percentage. Now Mark Stahl gets it deep. Ron Hainsey paired with Brett Belmore. Tuomo Ruutu gathers control, and here they come. Ruutu at the line, approaching Mark Stahl. Lindholm to the outside. Ruutu taken down, fought off by Mark Stahl. They jam along the boards. You see it. Now it's loose. Along the end boards, Nathan Gerbe for Carolina. Brian Boyle has plenty of time to make a play. He gets it back off to Tuomo Ruutu and tries again. Play it off the glass and get it deep. J.T. Miller on Ron Hainsey. Elias Lindholm reverses. Looking for Belmore. Stolen by McDonough. Ryan McDonough out in front. It deflects back to Dan Girardi. He'll settle it down. Brad Richards at the point with a shot through a screen. It goes wide. Now it's loose along the boards. Good pinch by Girardi. Belmore moves it off the stick of Tuomo Ruutu, and you see it come all the way back in the New York zone.
Yeah, Belmore, he's a mentally strong player. He come back in the lineup, and he's playing the same brand of hockey, knowing his strengths, knowing his role that he did before he got hurt.
And Girardi, a long stretch pass off the stick of Manny Malhotra. Malhotra knocking it down to the outside. He goes. Banning on a shot because of an excellent back check from Benoit Pouliot. He gets it back. Here's a chance for Sutter, shut down by Henrik Lundqvist. Brad Richards ambles out to center ice. Over the line now. His shot fended off by Justin Peters. Malhotra back for Carolina. Ryan Murphy tries to clear it out. Carl Hagelin gets to it. He has Pouliot. Right out in front, to the point it goes. John Moore, the puck is on edge. Second chance, turned out by Peters. Richards, inside it goes for Hagelin. Carl Hagelin holding onto that puck. Now Richards to the outside. He'll play at top of your screen. Brett Sutter looks around, and Carolina gets it out.
That's the way the Rangers like to play, utilize the back of the net.
Here they come in a change. Del Zotto. Brad Richards with a shot off the stick of Peters. Now a loose puck, Riley Nash. Away they go out to center ice. You're looking at Yuri Tlusty. His shot kicked out by Lundqvist. Played here by Riley Nash. Now Tlusty canceled by John Moore. They jam in the corner with 3:47 left in period one. 1-0 Rangers on the early goal by Carl Hagelin, his first of the season. Michael Del Zotto takes over.
Hagelin, even though I think Carolina's had the edge in this period, Hagelin and Chris Kreider playing his best hockey bring so much speed to the forward line of New York.
Well, that was evident against Buffalo here on Thursday night. Their team speed, their transitional speed was outstanding. Here's Derek Dorsett with a lane. His shot kicked out by Peters. Boyle's bid blocked by Sekera. Now Jordan Staal winds it back. Carolina in troubled waters here late in the period. Jordan Staal out to center. Now it's Andre Sekera. From the line, he'll dump it in.
Now, this is that trust again, where Carolina has to trust what they were doing before Hagelin made it 1-0 is the way you have to continue to play. They started to turn a few pucks over after Hagelin scored, and I think that's why they're having trouble getting the momentum back.
Now Semin lays it ahead. Girardi pressured by Lindholm. Played here by Ryan McDonough. Nathan Gerby is on him. A long pass off of Belmore. Here come the Rangers again. Derek Brassard lays it off. Pyatt shot stopped by Peters, and no further play. 2:36 left to go in period one. The Rangers up by 1 in the Big Apple. Here in New York, and we're seeing this new line, the Staal brothers and Alex Semin, really for the first time on a consistent basis as they get at it here tonight.
Well, watch how everything's moving forward. You know, Manhattan has to have more one-way streets than any other place in the world, okay? And that's what Kirk Muller's looking for. Everything's got to be moving forward. And for the most part, they've done that. They've created a lot of chances. Look at a couple of these situations, getting on the offensive side of the puck, supporting one another. This is all about going forward, and then Eric decided at the end to pull up, but those are the habits you need and need to continue down 1-0.
Out of the gate, Carolina was out shooting New York 6-3. Now the Rangers lead in that regard 10-9. So they've turned the tables after Carl Hagelin made it 1-0. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always here at MSG as we come home, and the Hurricanes will take on the Philadelphia Flyers on Tuesday night at PNC Arena. We're back with you on Sports South Thursday night with the New York Islanders from PNC Arena. Now Derek Stepan back out to center. Jordan Staal in control, and Carolina reorganizes. Ryan Murphy at the red line hands it off to Tuomo Ruutu. Crisscrossing with Jordan out in front. Unattainable pass for Ruutu. Now along the boards, Eric Staal knocking down Benoit Pouliot. Eric tries to go deep.
Jordan's got to shoot that puck. Ruutu did an excellent job drawing the outside lane by bringing it to the middle. Shoot the puck with a net drive.
Here comes Brad Richards. A drop pass broken up by Jordan Staal. Eric is lurking, but it's laid off the boards by Ryan McDonough. Pouliot for Hagelin. Now Richards holding on to it. Pouliot standing on it. He was all alone, and he had the empty net. Now Alexander Semin over the line. Lays it off for Eric. His shot tip. Oh, Lundqvist recovered. Now Murphy up in the play. Eric Staal for Riley Nash. No cushion off the boards. Lay it ahead. Eric out of the corner. Back to the point. Murphy. Here it comes. Blocked in front by Taylor Pyatt. And away go the Rangers. J.T. Miller moving up on Brett Belmore. Now they go to the corner. Miller holding on to it. Diagonally across for John Moore. Will find the handle off of Peters. And it's loose for Yuri Tlusty and back out to center ice. Tlusty goes wide. Working Del Zotto. And a good play by the defenseman coming back on Patrick Dwyer. That was John Moore. Back out to center. A lead pass for J.T. Miller. Hainsey tries to clear.
More first-round picks, I think, than any other team, New York. And a lot of these first-round picks, like Pouliot and Moore, were not first-round picks of the Rangers.
Del Zotto reverses for Moore. Out of the Chicago area, out to center ice. Long pass for Michael Del Zotto, shifting to the outside. Caught off, mask high. Justin Peters, now Boyle. For Del Zotto. Carl Hagelin taken down by Ron Hainsey. Play continues. Out of the corner. Derek Dorsett tries to dig it out. 5 seconds left to go in the period. Nathan Gerby in control. Will get it out to the center zone, and that'll do it. The Rangers with 12 shots. Carolina with 9. Eric Staal will be Chantel McCabe's guest as we kick off the PNC Bank first intermission. The Rangers won. The Hurricanes, no score. Beautiful night here in the city. We'll bring you back inside. Take a look at the Buffalo Brothers first period stats brought to you by Buffalo Brothers. Greatest tenders on planet Earth. Numbers very even all the way through.
It was a good period of hockey, especially the first 10 minutes for the Hurricanes. And then, as Eric Stahl, he said it best. They just have to find a way to regather that momentum. John, for whatever reason, when you score a goal, you know, it's tough, even if you're playing well, to get that momentum back. There's a carryover afterwards.
Well, especially when you're trying to end a 4-game skid, which the Hurricanes are here tonight. The Rangers have won 2 in a row after a sluggish start. They're feeling as good about their team game as they've had all season. They started the season on a 9-game road swing. This building was not ready, and that included all of preseason, too.
Yeah, because General Manager Glenn Sather has a place in Banff, beautiful Banff, out in Western Canada, and so their preseason was on the road the entire time as well. Alain Vigneault, who coached in Vancouver, said it was far longer than any trip the Canucks ever have taken, which tells you a lot.
Be sure to catch our good friend Mike Maniscalco during Coors Light Canes Corner at the Backyard Bistro, right across the street from PNC Arena. The next one is November the 4th, 7 p.m. The special guest is Nathan Gerbe.
Nathan Gerbe actually is using a smaller stick than he was last year. Remember when we saw Marty St. Louis and Gerbe talking at the beginning of the third period last night? It's because St. Louis convinced him to use a different curve, different flex, and a shorter stick when they were training together this offseason.
Ryan Boyle sealed off by Brett Belmore. Back out to center ice. Derek Brassard now will get it deep for the Rangers. The Canes will come home and take on the Philadelphia Flyers on Tuesday night at PNC Arena. That game will be televised nationally. We're back with you on Sports South Thursday night at home. Canes and Islanders starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30. Belmore, the inside track on Derek Dorsett, who fights him off and hands it off to Brian Boyle. He'll grind it out in front. Utilizing his frame, Dan Girardi with a spinner, fought off by Peters, loose out in front, and Justin Peters will melt it down.
Well, I've seen a lot of the positive things. Let's show some things that aren't so positive. You have to find a way to get pucks out. First, top of your screen, Eric Stahl had a chance, or excuse me, Semin did, and then Stahl did. Of course, Stahl's playing the wing. It's a different spot for him. So neither guy's able to get the puck out. And Belmore and Hainsey, with the help of Peters, have to really battle in front of the net. I mean, it's almost like having an excellent drive in football and then getting to the red zone and a guy can't control the football and you fumble it. Don't lose the game based on those, you know, just easy ins and easy outs.
Malhotra, Dwyer, and Talusti for Carolina. Alain Vigneault has Derek Stepan, Mats Zuccarello, and Chris Kreider is Troika. Off the face-off, a penalty is called as Zuccarello lost his stick.
Dwyer, so a key penalty killer, guilty of the slash. Let's see, left side of yours, well, left middle of your screen there, you see a good look from the truck. Zuccarello, the Oslo, Norway native, loses the stick in the process, so key situation here.
Rangers 13th in terms of their power play, Carolina 19th on the kill. The Rangers are 4 out of 17 in the last 5 with their power play as the Hurricanes get it out. Manny Malhotra taken down by Ryan McDonough as the Rangers peel back. Kirk Muller has a quartet of killers, which are made up of Jordan Stahl, Manny Malhotra, Sekera, and Falk as the Rangers cross offside.
Very fortunate that that was just offside, because that was the entry you're looking for, is be able to make a seamless pass at top speed and step on. I mean, he was not only entering the zone, but he had a real, I think, lane to the net.
Riley Nash now will win it back. Derek Stepan had 6 shots on goal here against Buffalo on Thursday night in that 2-0 win.
The contract holdout, I mean, even for a player of his capabilities, you know, it's going to be tough. He has to play some catch-up.
Here's the former Wisconsin Badger, Stepan. A deflected pass back out to center. The Rangers now reorganize. Just over 2 minutes gone in the second period. Zuccarello working the boards on Sekera. Stepan with a shot. Good save by Peters. On a deflection, Carolina attempts to get it out. Brad Richards traps the zone. Richards now walking on Gerbe off of Peters. Now out of the corner, Chris Kreider sealed off by Justin Falk. Nathan Gerbe will kill time.
After being deep on the only goal of the game and having a couple lively rebounds, it looks like Peters has settled himself just enough.
Ryan McDonough through the center zone. In on Peters. He'll put it on a tee for Belmore. Belmore off the boards, net out. J.T. Miller goes deep. Ron Hainsey back with the Hurricanes, given a shove. Pestered on the forecheck that time by Derek Brassard. Jordan Staal picks up the puck. He'll move it by Miller and clear it all the way back in Rangers ice.
That was a good read from Jordan to come down low to assist the defense.
Now Benoit Pouliot. Good hands by John Moore. Moore to the outside as they set it up. Delzato with a shot off of Toulouse, stung by the shot. Justin Falk now moves it all the way back. Pat Dwyer is up and ready as we see. Just a couple of seconds left in terms of his penalty. He's released and Carolina has killed it off. Brian Boyle off the boards. Derek Dorsett, a turnaround shot denied by Peters. Brian Boyle has a loose change. He tries to center out in front. He's tied up by Eric. Side of the goal, forged out in front. Patrick Dwyer alertly there on the spot, and Carolina dodges that one.
Yeah, good work there from Eric Staal, making sure he stayed between Big Boyle and the net. Boyle's one of about, I think, 12 children, the Boston native.
Now along the boards. Carl Hagelin with a shot swallowed by Peters, and no further play. Little pushing and shoving out in front. Derek Dorsett and Jay Harrison.
Well, let's see if the Hurricanes can get anything from this penalty kill, because they were really good. The two defensemen need help. They need support. They need power, and it came from Jordan. Then Eric. Remember the goal that Duchesne scored in Colorado last week? That's much. Remember that Riley Nash got caught sort of in a tough position. He allowed a lane to the net. Eric Staal didn't do it there. It's a good play.
J.T. Miller played junior hockey for the Plymouth Whalers in the Ontario Hockey League.
Talked to his coach, Mike Vellucci, today, as a matter of fact, and Mike Vellucci was raving about his shot. You know, and if he catches that work ethic wave, boy, this guy could be the limit. A real good power forward.
On the boards now. Brett Sutter broken up. They jam. Miller taken down. Brett Sutter is on him. You see it up close. Sutter in control. Out to center. Drayson Bowman is away. Drayson Bowman making a cut. Taken down. Utilizing the free hand. Ryan McDonough. Peters to the bench. Belmore a shot wide of Lundqvist. And a big collision as Malhotra went head on with Henrik Lundqvist.
There's no question Malhotra was pushed in, so nothing he could do about it. This is excellent shift from the fourth line. Brett Sutter helps to draw the penalty that Drayson Bowman actually drew with a good tape-to-tape pass in his own end. Boy, look at that battle from Belmore and Sutter. Look at Sutter come up with his puck. Tape-to-tape pass, and then the nice little move to the inside on McDonough. Very fine defenseman from Drayson Bowman. That's good to see. That's an effort from your fourth line there.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the penalties. Columbus, number 22, Manny Malhotra.
Manny Malhotra
2 minutes for goalkeeper.
is getting a penalty for interfering with Henrik Lundqvist, so the penalties will offset.
Well, we'll take a look. I thought Malhotra was pushed in. We'll see. No, come on. That's a bad call. You know, it's the only thing you can argue in the referee's defense is that Manny's got to know where the crease is, but it looked like Manny knew exactly where that blue paint was, and he was trying to avoid not only the crease but Lundqvist, and he got pushed in. I think that's the wrong call.
So the ice will open up, and we'll go to 4-on-4. 15:35 left to go in this second period. You see Kirk Muller and his disgust with that call. Eric Staal will take the face-off, opposed by Brian Boyle. Staal wins it back. Here's Sekera. A shot off of Boyle, gained here by Derek Brassard, and out they go. Out of the reach of Boyle. Sekera back for Carolina. Boyle goes hard on the forecheck. Derek Brassard in support for the Rangers. Boyle, good work along the boards. Brassard this way for Anton Stralman. Stralman rolls it ahead, broken up by Eric. He'll turn. Attempt to set up Justin Falk, and away they go. Through the center zone and in. Alex Semin, he'll pull up. Looks for a friend to pass to, defended by Mark Staal. He knocks it down. Semin in control. His shot well off the mark. Top of your screen. Justin Falk has it for Carolina. Here's Andrej Sekera. All the way across for Eric, and now a give back. Sekera, one more time. Turning stick of Semin. He tried to dangle through Mark Staal, who played it well, and the Rangers get it out.
Stahl's been very good. You know, he doesn't even think about his eyesight, except when a puck really goes high into the lighting or into the rafters. Sometimes he has just a little bit of trouble locating.
John Moore to the outside of Falk. His shot picked off by Peters, and no further play. College football fans, the SEC Gridiron Live Greatest Player Tournament is down to the Elite Eight. You can help choose the greatest SEC player of all time by going to foxsportssouth.com each week to vote for your favorite. Then watch Gridiron Live Wednesdays at 10 to see who's number one. Face-off won by Brad Richards, carried along by John Moore, and again he'll go deep. Here's Richards working Murphy, getting help from Carl Hagelin. Pass held in by Michael Delzato. Indirect pass for Hagelin, who has the game's only goal. Shoveled along here for John Moore. Off a stick, it went off to Tuomo Ruutu. Brad Richards grinding in the corner. Richards holding onto it. He'll turn away from the pack. Richards now sets up at the point. A shot blocked by Ron Hainsey, who plays it off the boards to Pat Dwyer. And now a lead pass. Jordan Stahl was behind the defense, but the pass didn't get there. Now Jordan again. Dwyer's in for a chance. Taken down. It rolled off his stick, and now the Rangers are penalized for hooking. .13:50 left to go in the second period. 1-0 New York. Boy, good job by Patrick Dwyer, Tripp. He got the inside track, and Carl Hagelin is gone.
Well, Dwyer had the puck in his own end and saw that Jordan Stahl could have had a breakaway at the last second, but eventually got into Jordan, then with his speed won the race to the net. He had a tough collision with Lundqvist, but drew the penalty. And I really feel, hopefully Dwyer's all right, I really feel like whoever scores the next goal of this game is going to win this hockey game.
So Hagelin for hooking. As Pat Dwyer takes a look at his teammates as they set up the power play. Eric Stahl, Alex Semin, Elias Lindholm up front. Ryan Murphy on the back end. It's a 4-on-3 for now. Murphy walking the line, holding onto it. Now Semin thinks about it. Alex Semin for Ryan Murphy. One-timer Stahl denied by Lundqvist. Played this way by Semin. Semin asserts, trading places with Murphy. Alex Semin walks in, lays it off for the captain. What a stop! Twice! Lundqvist on Eric Stahl. Out of the corner now. The Rangers get to it. Moved out of the zone by Ryan McDonough.
You are not going to get a better chance in that second one. Semin finding Stahl. I'm sure the vast majority of all goalies would have thought Semin would shoot that puck.
Now getting to it is Ryan McDonough off the boards and all the way back out. Elias Lindholm will be pressured here by Matt Zuccarello. They go to the corner. Zuccarello on Lindholm. He does a good job to kill some time, and now Carolina restarts. Semin a drop pass for Ryan Murphy. Gerby a give back for Stahl. Eric's pass deflects all the way back in the Rangers zone. Lundqvist is forced to play it. Zuccarello fanning on a clear out, getting help here from Mark Stahl, alertly off the boards and out.
The only thing I'd say on the Eric Stahl one-timer, I mean, Lundqvist just a sensational save, but remember again, Lindholm talking about high cheese to beat Lundqvist. Got to be able to elevate.
Now it's fed ahead by Semin. Played by Jordan. Out of the corner. Sekera can't handle it. The Rangers kill more time. And 35 seconds left on their kill. Andrei Sekera will start from his own zone. Through the middle of the ice behind Yuri Talusti. This will be icing, and we'll swing it back. If the Canes put the biscuit in the basket during the Duke Energy power play tonight, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Not going to get a better chance than this. I mean, how Lundqvist, first of all, anticipated that Semin, I mean, literally from the hash marks, was going to pass the puck, got over, explosive save, but that's where you just have to find a way to get it in the upper half of the net.
See the time left in the power play as it's cleared out again. The Rangers do a good job in the center zone that time on the breakout by the Hurricanes. 7 seconds left. Cross ice pass. Jordan Stahl's in. Laying it back for Talusti. Denied at the defense. McDonough. A good play, and Taylor Pyatt kills time. Hagelin out of the box. Cuts in and scores! Carl Hagelin leaks one through Justin Peters. It's 2-0.
Boy, I hate to be picky, but I would love to see a shot here from Jordan Stahl. You know, shoot the puck to the far side where maybe then it can be a shot pass. And Hagelin out of the box right at the right time. Leaky goal, his second of the night. And these are just, I mean, they're killers. They're tough. I mean, at the one end, that's the second time where I think Jordan should establish the shot. Player coming out of the box right at the right time. and just finding that squibbler through Justin Peters.
Carl Hagelin, his second goal tonight, second goal of the season. Drayson Bowman now for the Hurricanes. The pass denied by Michael Del Zotto. They'll do battle here along the boards. Now it's brought out again by Hagelin. In the center zone, picked off by Carolina's Brett Belmore. He'll bounce it back in the Rangers zone. Del Zotto is pestered by Drayson Bowman. Carolina getting to their forecheck here, and they need it. Dwyer taken off the puck by John Moore. And the Blue Shirts now will dump it out. Ron Hainsey in control.
How big do those two saves Hank the King Lundqvist made on Eric Stahl look now? I mean, those are the saves of the game without question.
Erie Toulouse now. Restarts again. Headman pass for Riley Nash. Brett Sutter with a shot detected by Lundqvist. And we get a stoppage.
I mean, you never know until you wake up the next morning and you see the outcome of the game when the big saves are going to come. And if New York wins, it's these two saves. The Hurricanes power play looked good. This was a pretty good one, but if he doesn't control the rebound, he's got a guy, I think it's Lindholm right in front, and then this one. So what could have been a 1-1 game, all of a sudden Hagelin comes out of the box and makes it 2-0. I mean, those are gigantic.
In the corner now, off the face-off. Good diligence by Nathan Gerby. It deflects out to center ice. Derek Stepan going wide of Murphy, turned out by Peters, played here by Zuccarello. For Derek Stepan, over the stick of Ryan Murphy, who gets to it. He'll feed it all the way across for Jay Harrison. Harrison off the boards. Tuomo Ruutu greeted there in the center zone as, again, Mark Stahl coming up to make the play. 10:23 left to go in the second period.
You know, Elias Lindholm, we spoke to him about Ryan Murphy, who he not only is a roommate with on the road, they're still living in a Raleigh hotel. And, I mean, Lindholm just lives in Ryan Murphy's pickup truck. They go everywhere together. And
hopefully not in the back.
And they have the maturity. He's the chauffeur, Murphy is.
Okay, all right.
They have the maturity just to know you have to care about each other off the ice.
Derek Dorsett with a shot deflecting off Andrei Sekera. That one goes out of play. Just about halfway through at Madison Square Garden. Carl Hagelin has both goals tonight for the Rangers.
I mean, Murphy told me within the last couple of weeks, I said to him, this is fun for me to see two young guys, good, promising young hockey players, have this type of friendship. He said, well, if you don't care about each other off the ice, you can't care about each other on it.
Taylor Pyatt, Brian Boyle get the helpers on the goal by Hagelin. Now the Rangers, back of the goal. Back of Justin Peters. Derek Brassard plays the body on Jordan Stahl. Boyle's shot goes wide. Played here by Dan Girardi. He'll send it deep. Brassard tied up by Justin Falk. Stolen by the Rangers' Brian Boyle. Falk again tries Simmons' side. He's hurried on the play by McDonough. Derek Dorsett goes deep. Boyle has a man out in front. Brassard shut down by Peters. Derek Brassard holding onto it. Out of the corner, muzzled by Justin Falk. It kicks out again. And stolen by Boyle back out to the center zone.
Boy, Brassard in that Gabrick deal, along with Moore, along with Dorsett. I think New York did very well in that deal as the sniper Gabrick had lost his way here in Manhattan.
9:27 left to go in the second period. Sometimes our cameras are in the line of fire.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. They just finished 3 years of renovations here. It took $1 billion to complete. This structure has stood here since 1968, so there was a lot of work to be done. They consulted with fans and musicians and even athletes to find out what kinds of things everyone would want in order to make this the best experience possible for both the fans and the people who perform and play in here. And if you take a look, the video board is twice as big as it used to be. Lots of renovations have been done. We'll talk more about that in the second intermission. Guys?
It was really difficult for me to accept transporting that video board from my condo in Raleigh to this building. They had to really, buy me a few dinners.
I'll tell you what, the lighting is outstanding. They have brand new lighting here for both hockey and basketball. It's different for both, and it's way better than it used to be.
Boy, and nobody's going to be more happy about that than the goaltenders. I mean, it truly is drastically different, and the ice is better, too.
JT Miller drag move. Good recovery by Belmore. Carolina dumps it out. It's a foot race, and Dwyer's in first, so Lundqvist will play it. 8:44 left in the second period. 2-0 in favor of the New York Rangers. John Forslund, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, who was at ice level. Now she's up in the rafters. Shot taken by Bowman, deflects wide. It's loose, and now the Rangers buzz back out to center ice. J.T. Miller off the stick of Ryan Murphy, and he gets it deep. Jay Harrison, because the Rangers are changing as time and space to move it all the way back as we see Mark Stahl pressured by Drayson Bowman. Brett Sutter centers one all the way back for Murphy. Now Harrison off a body and wide. Bowman gets to it. Good shift here for this line. Drayson Bowman for Manny Malhotra, sealed off by Brad Richards. Anton Stroman out of the corner. And Wapuliot and back out to center.
I would have loved to have seen Murphy shoot that puck instead of working it to the outside when he already had the middle of the ice.
Hold your thought. Cool Bars, the next one, November 21st, North Raleigh, at the Carolina Ale House. Where else? Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
Mark Stahl, it is so good to see him back 100%. And anytime you go through an adverse situation in life, the power of identification is so strong. You know, knowing a guy that's had a similar experience. For him, that guy was Colin White. Very similar eye injury, and I know Mark and he have developed a real solid friendship based on that shared experience.
Puck deflects back as we see in the Rangers zone. Henrik Lundqvist will play it. Chris Kreider starts his engine out to center ice. Justin Falk is back on him. It goes to an open corner. Falk is given a shove by Kreider. They come together. Now along the boards, Zuccarello is tied up by Falk. Here's Kreider again. You see it up close. Diagonally across, McDonough with a screen shot blocked by Andrej Sekera. He'll play it along the boards. A keep by McDonough. A good one. Kreider holding. Zuccarello off the stick of Falk. Hunted down by Kreider off of Sekera. Free to the corner. Carolina restarts.
That's a matchup of two very fine American-born defensemen, Olympic candidates. McDonough sets up Zuccarello. Another American-born defenseman and candidate, Justin Falk, with the key block.
And Don Waddell is here for Team USA assessing these players. Former Atlanta general manager. Now it goes ahead and deep. Jay Harrison pressured by Brian Boyle as we see it. They jam along the boards. Harrison broken up again. Boyle's been good on the wall tonight. Now Boyle will settle it down. Back to the point. Stroman can't get it because it was broken up by Eric Stahl. Alexander Semin. Ryan Murphy's up. Drop pass for Jordan. Broken up. Good back checking by the Rangers. Harrison a pinch. Supporting him Semin, but his pocket picked by Derek Dorsett. Upended by Murphy. A low hit on Derek Dorsett, and he'll answer for that.
Well, it begins with a tough turnover from Semin at the offensive blue line. Something about these second periods. He had one to Stamkos last night at the offensive blue line in the second period that led to a breakaway. And we'll have to look and see just how low the hit was. Of course, the determining factor is below the knees, and that would be a clip. Murphy's delivered a couple of good legal low hits this year against Colorado and Philadelphia. Again, the barometer, or sorry, the measuring place is the knees. If you're below the knees, it's a clip. Dorsett, who leads the Rangers in penalty minutes.
So Murphy in the box, and a 2-minute minor is called here for clipping. And that is exactly what it is, as Tripp pointed out. So the Rangers now will get another power play chance.
And because the defenseman came in there in the delayed sequence, instead of the usual attacking zone faceoff to begin a power play, it comes outside. And that's what Richards is talking to the linesman about right now.
Power play number 3 for the Rangers. And a critical kill for Carolina, down by 2. 6:24 left to go in the second period. Off the face-off. It's off the stick of Derek Stepan. Back out to the center zone. The Rangers recoil. This is Brad Richards. Manning 1 point for Lane Vigneault. Along the board, Zuccarello losing control. Carried in by Chris Kreider. And it's fended off by Justin Peters. Loosened back of the goal. Kreider. Along the wall for Zuccarello. Off the blocker. Peters getting to it is Ryan McDonough. Derek Stepan will settle it down. It's tipped. Peters said no, and Hainsey gets it out.
That was a good save because of that tip. It was a legal tip below the crossbar, at least it seemed to be, and he just got a piece with that left pad.
Now all the way back out to center ice. Rangers transition on the power play. Zuccarello goes deep. Top of your screen, it's Ryan McDonough. Brad Richards at the point. He'll settle it down. It's a rolling puck. Zuccarello now will dust it off, hold on to it, lay it back for Richards. His shot tipped, knocked down out in front off the stick of Derek Stepan. Ryan McDonough. Zuccarello back to the point. Indirect pass. Unattainable for Brad Richards.
Two forwards on the point of this power play, so if you get a chance, you could really challenge Stepan and Richards.
See the time left on the power play for the Rangers. Andrej Sekera. Here's clear, deflects in the screen, so we get a stoppage.
We'll take a look at this Ranger tip and make sure that this stick looked to be below the bar. Zuccarello that gets a piece. Yeah, it looks to me like it would have been, and that's just a positional save by Justin Peters. There he's on top of the crease as opposed to being deeper, say, on that Hagelin first goal.
39 seconds left in the power play. Shots are 23 New York, 13 Carolina off the draw. One back for Michael Del Zotto. Passing inside now from the half boards. He gets it back again. Del Zotto. They turn. They walk it. Brassard's shot through a screen goes high. Del Zotto moves it. Ron Hainsey cut it off for the Hurricanes. He's tied up by John Moore. Out of the four-man scrum, Benoit Pouliot, Jordan Stahl are there. Good work by Jordan, who gets it out. Now a foot race. Del Zotto just ahead of Manny Malhotra, and Malhotra takes a penalty.
So you're going to have 8 seconds of a 5-on-3. Well, this is going to be a huge face-off coming up right here. Malhotra figures that if he can win this contact with Del Zotto, maybe he creates a chance. Yeah, it's a cross-check to the back. And so it's either a good 8-second chance with a two-man advantage, or if you win the face-off and you're Eric Stahl, it's not. And to me, you're Eric Stahl, you're trying to just win it to Justin Falk over on the boards because he's on the forehand. Maybe he'll try to power it back on the backhand. Good play.
And he did. Rangers have 2 5-on-3 goals this season. McDonough along the wall. Zuccarello out in front. Peters says no. Chris Kreider right on the doorstep.
Eric Stahl actually told, I believe, Justin Falk where he was going to try to win that draw, and that's exactly where he wanted. It was Falk was late adjusting. Usually you don't try to win it on the backhand there because you're afraid of powering it back into your own net. But there I think it was a good call. You see him trying to move Falk over.
Conventional power play now. This is power play number 4 for the Rangers. Zuccarello defended by Justin Falk. Eric Stahl tied up by Derek Stepan. Moving McDonough. Here it is. Stopped by Peters. Loose out in front. They fight for it. Another chance. They score! Derek Stepan picks up the loose change, and the Rangers have a 3-0 lead.
What's our third game key? Second opportunities. And that was what was created here. See, good face-off win. Sometimes you don't win it initially off the face-off. You just have to battle in the trenches. Stahl looks like he was going to maybe get it out. He's not able to. I think that's Zuccarello that gathers that puck, gets it back to the point. And you've got a big battle going on in front that draws all sorts of Carolina attention. And eventually, Stepan just slides back and is able to lock that puck to beat Peters high on the blocker. I think Zuccarello makes the key play there, preventing Stahl from clearing that puck and getting it to the weak side defenseman McDonough.
Derek Stepan is first of the season. Now Mark Stahl all the way back out. Elias Lindholm checked by Brad Richards. Jay Harrison has 2 cracks to get it out. Does not. Benoit Pouliot. Anton Strome, and it goes high. Now Tuomo Ruutu. Games down by 3 here at Madison Square Garden, as Ruutu will scale it deep. Along the boards now, Benoit Pouliot. Turned in by Lindholm. Elias Lindholm to an open corner.
Well, doesn't it seem like this whole week against Pittsburgh, Tampa, and now the Rangers, the Hurricanes are a team that can come in spurts, but they can't come in waves. There just isn't any ability to sustain the good life when they've got it.
Iced here, and we'll swing it back in the Carolina zone. 3:16 left to go in the second period.
I mean, that's the way I see it. Is, they'll have spurts, whether it be a good power play that doesn't convert, but a good spurt. or a good cycle shift like they had the first 10 minutes, but they just don't have the ability to sustain it. Boy, Stepan, an underrated player in this league, being able to score that goal in the slot on the rebound.
Chris Kreider and Matt Zuccarello get the assist on the goal by Stepan. Another chance. Short side held by Justin Peters. 3:05 left to go in the second period. The Rangers pour it on. They lead 3-0. Back on Sports South Thursday night at home. Here are the channel listings in Eastern North Carolina. Atlantic Telephone, channel 260. AT&T U-verse, channel 728. HD 1728. DirecTV, channel 647. HD 627-1. Dish Network, channel 440. HD 9575. Mediacom, channel 19. Suddenlink on channel 121. And Time Warner Cable, channel 521. HD 1521.
Repeat from the top starting now, John. Go.
You go home. Now, Belmore plays it around the boards. I can't do it. I can only do that once. I hope I don't have to do it twice. Now Hainsey gets it deep. The authorities didn't hear that. Now Mashinter will try and get it out. Belmore goes deep. The next break, though, make me read it again. Now it's played all the way back for Hainsey, knocked down by Taylor Pyatt. The Rangers get it ahead. Brandon Mashinter has a man free out in front, but the pass deflects off Brett Belmore, and the Canes get it out to center ice.
You can see the Hurricanes now taking chances. When you get behind in a game, as Kirk Maurer would say, you've got to chase the game. The Rangers can sit back a little bit. And boy, it's a difficult league to come back in, and we've certainly seen that in the last few weeks.
Rangers attempting to win 3 in a row. Carolina attempting to stave off a 5-game losing skid. Now Ryan Murphy back out to center ice. Murphy shouldered by Derek Dorsett, who will take a penalty. So Dorsett now will have to answer to Jay Harrison. It was Murphy's low hit on Dorsett. Then Dorsett takes a run at Murphy. Harrison polices it, but Carolina will get a power play.
Good for Harrison. Sticking up for Murphy. Let's watch here. Yeah, it's the follow-through that's the forearm shiver. And Jay Harrison has taken a ton of pride in mentoring Murphy. And he knew what was going on here. As I said, nobody has more penalty minutes on New York than Dorsett. Murphy doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's going to go away when the going gets tough. He's almost oblivious to certain things, like the good kind of oblivion. I don't see him, even though he's not the biggest player, I don't see him as the kind of guy, if you try to push him around, that he's going to become invisible. I could be wrong, but I just don't see him being that type of guy. I think he'll continue to play his game as he grows. There'll be some hurdles along the way, but I think he'll be fine.
Elbowing penalty at first, then roughing penalties on Dorsett and Harrison. JT Miller will serve the minor penalty as we sort it out. Off the draw, Murphy at the point. Carolina sets up the power play. A deflected pass broken up by Strallman, who springs Carl Hagelin, who has 2 tonight. They'll pull up and salt away some time, and the Rangers now peel back in their own zone. Good pass here for Brian Boyle. Back checking Elias Lindholm on him. And Alex Semin comes all the way back in his own zone to restart.
Well, look at this Ranger team up front. You had Rick Nash, who's hurt. You had Captain Ryan Callahan and his sandpaper. They're pretty, I'd say a pretty thorough team at every position.
They have Dominic Moore, too. Very good third, fourth line center, out with an oblique muscle problem. So he's on the sidelines, too. It's carried out here by Eric Stahl. Out through center ice, Murphy snaps along. Gerby gets it from Semin, but Carolina well offside. Tuomo Ruutu in the zone.
I mean, the truth is that teams go through injuries. I mean, those are key players that are out of the lineup for the Rangers. Of course, we know all well about the Hurricanes' problems in goal. Tonight is a situation, even though the Hurricanes haven't scored, where they've missed Cam Ward, a guy that's historically played very well in this building.
Yep.
Peters has given up 2 goals that, quite honestly, were leaky goals. It's tough to say that when you haven't had any goal support. And then Jeff Skinner, boy, oh boy, the type of start that he was having, he's truly missed.
Sekera now out to center ice. Left off for Justin Falk. He'll spin it ahead, under a minute left in the second period. 3-0 Rangers. Jiri Tlusty, this is the first of 4. And they will not meet again until early March in Carolina. These two teams now divisional opponents. It goes ahead. Tolusti a give back. Justin Falk walking the line. Top of the ring now, Tolusti. This way for Sekera. Andrej Sekera floats one in! Through a screen, I believe it kicked off Anton Stralman. Andrej Sekera should get the goal, and Carolina is on the scoreboard.
Reminds me of Sekera's goal a week ago Friday in Colorado. Just when you think the Hurricanes are going to go away quietly, Sekera scores. That particular game, it was Jiri Tolusti with the feed. Here he's got a heck of a screen in front. And the rising shot. Henrik Lundqvist, I'll say it one more time. Elias Lindholm talked about high cheddar. And you elevate the puck there with Jordan planting a good screen. Sometimes it's a screen, but it's not really a screen because it's off to the side. You've got to plant that keister in that body right in front of the goaltender. And that's what allows that rising shot to beat him high on the glove.
Second goal and 7th scoring point for Andrej Sekera, this being his 14th game. Now it goes ahead. 24 seconds left in the second period. 2-goal game. See if the Hurricanes can capture some energy after the late goal scored in this period. Carl Hagelin now will get it deep. Around the boards it goes for Ron Hainsey. Hainsey now calmly plays it back out to center. 7 seconds left. Over the line, it's Patrick Dwyer. Brett Sutter at his side. It kicks ahead. Lindholm out of the corner. The buzzer sounds at MSG. With a power play goal, you can stop by any participating Bojangles between 5:30 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning and say, I'm a Caniac, and it's Bo time. To get your free Bojangles Bowberry Biscuit, log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com/Bojangles for rules and participating locations. Stay tuned for the PNC second intermission. Take a look at what's on the docket for you inside MSG's $1.1 billion upgrade here, NHL scores and second period highlights. So the Canes get a big lift from Andrej Sekera at the end of the period. 40 minutes complete in New York City. It's the New York Rangers 3, the Carolina Hurricanes 1 right here on Fox Sports Carolina. New York, we get ready for the third period. Chantel McCabe is standing by with Canes assistant Dave Lewis.
Coach, Andrej Sekera's goal certainly lifting the team. How do you build off that momentum?
Well, we have to build off of it. We have to start the game, or this period, like we started the game. I thought we started the game really well with high tempo, got pucks in and created some chances. That's how we have to start the third period. That was a huge goal to give us some life, and we responded by getting a power play goal on a hit on Murph.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Coors Light, cold hard facts. An interesting one here on Ranger goaltender Henrik Lundqvist.
Talk about consistency. The only goalie to win at least 30 games in each of his first 7 seasons. Next closest, Ron Hextall with 3. Boy, oh boy. And, I wondered because he always seemed like a guy that, because he's not a big guy in street clothes, that, players, you'll hear him whisper big equipment, and if he'd suffer from the reduction in the height of the goaltending pads,
yeah.
You can even look and you can see they're smaller on him, but those 2 saves he made on Stahl at 1-0 in the second period, those are the saves of the night for either goalie for sure.
John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, along with our fine crew, New York's Madison Square Garden. Third period, Carolina down by 2. The Canes come home and take on Philadelphia on Tuesday night. That game is on the NBC Sports Network. We're back with you on Sports South on Thursday. Jordan Stahl to the point. Justin Falk with a bid blocked in front off Dan Girardi. And the Rangers attempt to get it out and do. But Falk now will send it right back in the zone.
Chantel talking to Dave Lewis. Dave Lewis is a big, big believer in all of his years of playing and coaching experience. That adversity is how a team actually grows and takes big steps ultimately.
Brad Richards holding on to it. His bid turned out by Justin Peters. The Hurricanes floated back out to center ice. Anton Stralman sidestepping Tuomo Ruutu. Peters will leave it for Ryan Murphy, who's flushed out by Carl Hagelin, who has 2 goals tonight. Here's Tuomo Ruutu cutting. Moving up on Mark Stahl. From the corner, Ruutu pays a price. He goes down. Attempts to stay with it as we see it from ice level. Elias Lindholm losing control. The Rangers now get it out to center. Hagelin with Richards. The trailer is stalled. Peters says no. Making the save on Carl Hagelin, and it comes back out. Now Nathan Gerbe with Elias Lindholm. Gerbe holding onto it. On the target, Lundqvist holding his ground.
The rebound save that Lundqvist made off of his own defenseman was the key one. The Hurricanes pinched. They wouldn't have done this in a tie hockey game, but they do because they're down 3-1. And it's Harrison. It leads to the 2-on-1. Justin Peters, good save with a lively rebound, and Nathan Gerbe now looks there. There's no way he could get that puck over to Lindholm. So he fires it at the net. Redirection off the Ranger player. Lundqvist had to be sharp.
Kirk Muller now has Riley Nash centering this line with Yuri Talusti and Patrick Dwyer. Belmore and Hainsey on the back end. Face-off won by Derek Stepan, who has a goal tonight. Andrei Sekera scoring late in the second period for the Hurricanes as it's cleared all the way back in Rangers ice. Lundqvist will move it. Delzato, errant pass. Will split the D, come all the way back. Belmore to the dot. Icing is called here.
You know, you see that little chip that Gerbe had out of his own end a few minutes ago? I talked about Marty St. Louis getting him to use more of a curve on his stick. He used to have sort of a wedge. Now it's more of a toe hook, almost like what Adam Oates likes to see his players use. He says the puck doesn't float off the end of his stick because of it, and I think that was a key play in lifting that puck out.
Neutral ice, Zuccarello. Matt Zuccarello, step on for the front. Manfred Delzato, shut down by Peters. Loose to the side of the goal. Dug out by Alex Semin. Chopped by Eric Stahl, who has 5 shots on goal tonight. The puck on its edge comes all the way back in the Rangers zone.
I recognize where this score is at, but it can't be carte blanche just pinching without a high forward, because any chance you've got, if you're going to give up 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s, it's going to be cooked.
Ryan Murphy. Flushed out by Brian Boyle. Malhotra. Rink wides for Eric. Murphy would have been offside. Now they peel back. Ryan Murphy. Now he's hurried by Derek Dorsett. A tight turn. Good job by Murphy. Good spring pass for Drayson Bowman. A lead feed for Brett Sutter, who says hello to Dan Girardi. They go to the corner. Out of that scramble, Brian Boyle off a stick off Malhotra. Now another foot race. Here's Dorsett moving up. Holding the short side. Peters loose it back of the goal. Wrap chance. Peters twice comes up big. Loose out in front. Carolina will survive as they get it out.
Boyle's an important member of this team, and I think Dorsett maybe brings, not quite to the same level, but brings some of what Brandon Prust brought to this New York Ranger lot up front.
You need those guys. Now it's Strallman. Harrison with a shot to a screen wide. Loose this way. Belmore out in front. Off the goalpost. Brett Sutter. Side of the goal. Holding on to it now. Sutter along the boards. Good work back for Belmore. A wrister. Trickles in on Lundqvist, who hangs on, and Sutter is a presence out in front.
He's had a good hockey game. Remember that tape-to-tape pass he made coming up with a puck along the boards to get it to Bowman for a power play in the second period. And here he gets to the front of the net, and you just have to somehow settle it for a split second and elevate the puck. Look at all that room up on the glove. I mean, it's a tough league with exceptional goaltending essentially across the board.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to just settle it, have that poise, and raise, as our good friend Eddie Olczyk always says, raise those hands right up to the bar, and that's how you're gonna score.
And he would know, with over 400 plus in a stellar National Hockey League career for the great Edzo.
And Stanley Cup here in New York.
1994 now. Chipped out of the zone by Taylor Pyatt. Ryan Murphy. Riley Nash for the Hurricanes, moving a tight turn on Boyle. Center zone for Dwyer, tied up by John Moore. It kicks all the way back in the Kane zone, and Ron Hainsey is back to play it. He grew up in Bolton, Connecticut, just north of New York City. Now it's Dwyer, moving up. Patrick Dwyer, shielded on the way through, and John Moore was the guy going down and slow to get up. Appears to be okay as it kicks out to neutral ice.
You know who used to coach John Moore? Edzo.
That's right. He's all the way back in the zone. That wasn't staged. Ulf Samuelsson, good to see him in back of that Ranger bench.
Well, his roommate for, I believe, 8 or maybe 9 years in both Hartford and Pittsburgh was a gentleman by the name of Ron Francis. They're best friends. Mary Lou, Ron's wife, and Ulf's wife Jeanette, I believe her name is. All the kids are friends. They go on trips together. What a relationship that they had for so many years, winning a couple of championships for the Penguins. And the puck almost hit him.
It did. And I think he'll be a head coach someday. He's put in a lot of years as an assistant. He's also coached as a head coach over in his native land and had a chuckle out of that one.
He did. And I know Ronnie in good humor was talking about the fact that these Swedes in particular, Lundqvist, I don't know. I guess these suits look good, but they're so form-fitting. I don't know how on earth they're comfortable. Seriously.
I
they're
got
like
you.
Spandex.
I got you. Now it's deep in the zone. Sekera in control. Try and play it by Derek Dorsett. Dorsett sets up Boyle, sealed off by Jordan Staal. Boyle goes down out of the corner. Jordan for Eric. Eric off a skate off Dorsett. Fed ahead, and going down was Boyle, and he was alone in front of Justin Peters. The Rangers continue a strong work ethic on the forecheck. Out to center ice, it's Ruutu. Tuomo Ruutu at the line. Cannot connect with Jordan Staal, and now Dan Girardi takes over. At the blue line, good chip that time by Brassard. Here's Kreider with speed. Shut down by Peters. Good save by Justin Peters. Excellent burst of speed by Chris Kreider. Kreider goes deep.
And since his recall earlier this year, Kreider's been very, very good. Not just with that speed, reliable defensively.
Mark Stahl chops it ahead. Zuccarello will circle. Wrap chance. Panned on by Kreider. All the way back, Mark Stahl. He'll think about it. Off the body, off Malhotra. Played again by Kreider. Gathered in by Derek Stepan on a cycle to the point. Mark Stahl going wide. Stroman. His shot tipped wide. Good stick out in front by Chris Kreider. Mark Stahl. Zuccarello cut off by Belmore. Getting to it is Malhotra. Now to the corner. Jay Harrison looks around. The Canes are hemmed in. Eric Stahl tied up. He attempts to win the battle. Does not. Now it's Kreider. This way. Moving across. Mark Stahl off the boards deep at Zuccarello. Tied up by Belmore, who clears it all the way back. This will be icing, and Carolina will have to call a timeout.
Be interesting if they do, because Kirk Muller knows that he might have to use it late in the game, and he might roll the dice because they're down 2 goals. But you're right, typically you would definitely call that timeout.
Nightly on Fox Sports Live, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole bring you all the scores, news, and highlights you need. Don't miss Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com right now.
That's Manny Malhotra. Very probably fatigued, still able to win the faceoff, and Kirk Muller, I think, knew that he might need that timeout later. Tie game, he calls it for sure.
Good call. Now Bowman tied up, and it's cleared all the way back out. Benoit Pouliot will scale it behind Justin Peters. Carl Hagelin out in front, tipped wide. Hainsey and Benoit Pouliot come together out to center. Grayson Bowman gets it deep.
And Anton Hudobin, who we certainly miss, gives Pouliot a ton of credit for helping him to learn English when they played in the Minnesota farm system in Houston.
Benoit Pouliot was a first-round draft choice, the Minnesota Wild. Now it's Ryan Murphy thinking twice. Moving back with poise for Elias Lindholm, who gets it deep. Dan Girardi ahead of Pat Dwyer. Along the boards now, the Rangers escape harm, and here they come. Kreider hit hard, cutting the ice in half on him. Jiri Tlusty. Now Sekera, headmans for Dwyer. The pass in his skates, though, as we saw, and it's played here by J.T. Miller. He'll lay it to open ice, broken up by Justin Falk. Hurricanes over the line. Falk denied by Girardi, stays with it. Tlusty moving up hard. Jiri Tlusty to the outside, throws on the brakes, met by J.T. Miller. He stays with it. Pat Dwyer along the boards. Here's Riley Nash to the point. Falk holding this way. Sekera, his shot pinballs off a body, off Taylor Pyatt. It stays in play. Riley Nash goes to work for Carolina. Bottled up along the boards. They continue that scrum. The Rangers attempt to get it out, and they finally will. Sekera at the point. Nash is onside. He stutter steps on McDonough. Riley Nash goes to work, sealed off by McDonough, and now it's Dan Girardi, and the Rangers attempt to get it out again. Do not. Here's Semin cutting. Alex Semin now lays it back to the point for Falk. He's been out there a long time. Eric down low. Centers one. Off a body. Controlled but lost by Lundqvist. Played here by Semin. Back to the point. Justin Falk again. Andrej Sekera holding onto it. Up top it goes. Here's Semin looking for a shooting lane. Now Sekera walks right out in front. Denied by Lundqvist. Loose puck. And Lundqvist has it. 11:57 left to go in regulation time from MSG.
back in the third period. It's 3-1 Rangers. Well, there were two guys on the ice tonight who have had eye injuries. That's Mark Stahl and Manny Malhotra. I talked to Dr. Peters, the team eye doctor for the Hurricanes, about the differences in the injuries. Mark Stahl's was more of a bone injury outside of the eye socket, and Manny Malhotra's was more of the eye retinal detachment. So that is a very big difference in the injuries, very different recoveries. And Dr. Peters remembers Manny's eye injury and wondered if he'd ever get back to the game, and he obviously is here. He passed all physicals and is perfectly healthy, just like the rest of his teammates. John and Tripp?
It certainly helped both of them that both Mark Stahl and Manny Malhotra are represented by the Orr Hockey Group. Falker, Pelker, Rick Kerr, and Bobby Orr, so that they could lean on each other.
Ryan Murphy now shifting gears. Good pass. What a save. Lundqvist robbing Alexander Semin. That was his best.
Right, the save on Sakura going to break after that wear-down shift from the big line of Carolina. And that one, he's just made the big-time stops at the big-time times.
Ryan Murphy, Semin again holding, delaying his shot. Fought off by Lundqvist. Played here by Derek Brassard. On the boards now, they jockey for it. It's Jordan Stahl tripped up. And play comes to a halt.
Boy, I was trying to figure out if they were going to call a penalty here. The arm never went up. Boy, oh boy. Sakura, after that shift where New York was truly hemmed in their own end and exhausted, power move to the front of the net. Now Semin helping out to win the draw. Murphy, the shot fake. Great sense to throw it back to the outside. And Alex Semin, who helped to gain possession, looks to finish. And boy, has Lundqvist's anticipation been stellar tonight. Semin on the feed to Stahl on the power play in the second period, and then not committing to Murphy, but instead anticipating the move over, and he was a step ahead of it.
You see, he won the Vezina in 2012. He was a finalist last year. Sergei Bobrovsky of Columbus winning that. Sakura's shot patted down by Lundqvist, spinning on the rebound. Lindholm. Elias Lindholm, now the rookie, broken up by Ryan McDonough. Chris Kreider calmly in his own zone, and away they go. Zuccarello. Matt Zuccarello now will get it deep. Kreider this way. Moves it along the board. Zuccarello took out Sekera. Derek Stepan for the Rangers. Zuccarello. Kreider. Good block by Justin Falk. Getting to it. Tuomo Ruutu readying for a hit. Zuccarello. Stepan. He scores! What a pass! What a goal! 4-1. New York.
What a pass, what a goal, and what a save. Two saves at one end result in a goal that could be the backbreaker at the other end. I mean, this is all Lundqvist to me. Wow, what a job there, out muscling. Stepan has scored 2 goals by getting to the traffic areas, but you're not going to see a prettier goal on the cycle than this one. How about Kreider? What a job winning that battle, working it down to the diminutive Matt Zuccarello. But to me, that goal, as pretty of a cycle play and finish it is by Stepan, that goal is all about Henrik Lundqvist.
Chris Kreider and Matt Zuccarello will get assists on the goal at 9:09. Stepan's second of the game, second of the season. Kreider and Zuccarello now continued point streaks tonight, 3 games consecutive. Talusti on Del Zotto. The Rangers can't get it out. Talusti a steal. He'll dangle off the skate of John Moore. The Rangers now dodge that one and get it out. Hagelin, as Richards swings it ahead. Carl Hagelin with 2. Centers one by Richards. John Moore finds the handle off the stick of Pat Dwyer. It goes in the screen.
I mean, it's just a heck of a play. Kreider tells you how big and strong he is, and then the anticipation by Zuccarello. But to me, goaltending is a key story in this game. Peters has, given up a goal, a couple he'd like to have back. He had no chance on that one. But boy, oh boy, in the second period and now the third with Carolina coming, Henrik Lundqvist has shown why he is the creme de la creme.
Eric Stepan and Carl Hagelin have been the 1-2 punch tonight, each with 2, 4-1. Shots 35 Rangers, 23 Carolina. Malhotra around the boards. Stralman can't keep. Brought out by Brett Sutter, run into by Anton Stralman. Play comes to a halt. It's offside. 9:57 left to go in this third period, and the New York Rangers are back up by 3. Back at the Garden here in New York, and this is the first time in this league that this combination of Stahl brothers have played in a game against each other or with.
Well, John, you're the parent of a hockey player. I mean, to have one player make the National Hockey League is an exceptional accomplishment. To have 3 play and another one in Jared that played in a game against the Rangers last year is just nothing short of extraordinary. And you can bet the 2 guys, the one on the top and the one on the bottom, have already started their recruiting in a humorous way to try to get Mark to come to Carolina. But I know when Mark got hurt that Glenn Sather, was as supportive, picked him up to take him to his eye appointments, and he's a very valued member here.
Alex Semin, Jordan shut down. Henrik Lundqvist. Very deep, as he always is. A great save on Jordan Stahl, and the puck goes back in the Carolina zone.
He has been every bit of himself here tonight.
Hainsey bites off Derek Dorsett. Brian Boyle and Eric along the boards. Dorsett again. Stalls have it. Here they come. Jordan. Eric at his side. Jordan goes wide. The late guy is Murphy. This way for Semin. Denied. Not out. Sekera off Dorsett. Flung. Off a body. Eric attempts to set up Semin. Broken up by Ryan McDonough. Andre Sekera. Direct pass for Semin. Now Jordan again. Across for Murphy. Holding. One pass too many, broken up, and played by Girardi off the boards, not out. Eric Stahl goes deep. Around the boards this way for Andre Sekera, who has Carolina's goal. Sekera holding on to it. Murphy, a one-timer, picked off by Henrik Lundqvist.
I want to see Murphy play this way when the Hurricanes are tied in hockey games, not when they get down. I mean, he is truly, I know it's cliche, but worth the price of admission every night. Okay, but he brings his best hockey when the team's down and he goes for broke. I mean, he is a difference maker. In this game, he had that collision with Dorsett, that clipping call, and he hasn't gone away. He's only gotten better. That's a good sign.
Off the draw. Brought in onside by Justin Falk. Nathan Gerby stood up at the defense. He'll stay with it along the boards. Lindholm. Derek Stepan is on him. Mark Stahl for Zuccarello. Zuccarello around the boards again, reversing. Good job. Back through center. Falk is pressured by Kreider. Played here by Strallman along the wall. Gerby cut it off. Carolina 8:25 on the clock, and they're down by 3. In danger of losing 5 in a row. Now it's picked off by Anton Strallman. Chris Kreider denied by Justin Falk. Zuccarello for the Rangers. And now Falk will go back in his own zone.
When you look at the young players like Murphy, like Lindholm, such promise. Right now, the challenge is that the veteran guys that just haven't been able to get going. The puck carrier Ruutu is one of them.
Belmore broken up. Now Brad Richards gets it from Zuccarello. Walks in to the outside of Belmore. Brad Richards going deep. Good defensive play by Brett Belmore. Riley Nash turning away from Pouliot. Through the center zone and all the way back. John Moore back to play it. He's checked by Patrick Dwyer. 7:40 left in regulation time. Out of that pile-up, Nash taps it ahead. Played along the boards by Pouliot, and now retreating is John Moore with a cut on Dwyer. Carl Hagelin with 2 goals. Neutralized. Give and go with Richards. Here's Hagelin moving in for a shot. Blocked. Nash in the back check. Pouliot. Hagelin down deep. Attempts a centering pass without his stick. Riley Nash. Out of the corner. Benoit Pouliot. Brad Richards shoved to the outside by Nash. Michael Del Zotto on the flank now. A quick shot taken by Boyle. Gathered in by Justin Peters. And we get a stoppage. Let's take a look at the Storm Tracker tonight and see how this is played out.
Well, score first. Advantage New York with that Hagelin backhand in the first period. Simple neutral zone. The Hurricanes have been better at it. No doubt about it. Especially here in the last few minutes of the third, in the first 10 minutes of the first, the rebound chances. Big goal to make it 3-1 by Stepan. His first of 2 was a rebound chance back in the second period.
36 shots for New York and 25 for Carolina. This is Ryan Murphy steaming out to center. Murphy over the line, a sweep check by Mashinter. Carried by Derek Stepan, and again he dumps to an open corner. There to play it is Ron Hainsey. Hainsey in the skates of Manny Malhotra, and back out. Hainsey stays with it. He'll push it in on Lundqvist, who melts it down.
Well, the Hurricanes, one positive is certainly that they've had another night through 2 periods that they're winning the majority. It's a slight majority, but the majority of the faceoffs. And that's a difference that Malhotra makes just by himself. And, he had only won 6 of 10. And Riley Nash with a heck of a night. 5 of 6 through 2 periods. Here's one where Jordan's got to power this to Semin for a quick chance. And to me, if Semin was right there at the top of the circle, he's got to get it off quick.
Stahl now out of the circle, face-off control. Played along the boards, pawed out of the zone by Brian Boyle. That would have been a hand pass, and back to get it here is Alex Semin. Throw it across, knock it out of midair. The pass from Ron Hainsey. Through center at the line, McDonough. Pushed ahead by Jordan. Jordan on Boyle. Semin attempts a pass cut off by Ryan McDonough. McDonough from his own zone. Cradles off the boards, back ahead. It was over the stick of Derek Brassard. Ryan Murphy for the Hurricanes. This way for Jordan Stahl. He'll turn. Throw it through center, off a stick. It went off Kreider. Comes all the way back. Dan Girardi away from Eric. Zuccarello floats it out to dead center. Handed down by Falk. Played here by Andrej Sekera. Played along the glass and deep.
I worry with their health that the Canes are a little thin when you get beyond the line of Stahl, and Semin. But I've liked what I've seen with them tonight. I mean, they've been good. They easily could have been rewarded. I think we've seen a couple situations where both Stahls in particular, are nervous with their offensive chances because, they haven't scored a lot this year. But the only thing I worry about is what do you have after that? Are you a little bit thin? I like the line, and certainly when Skinner gets back, whenever that is, it gives you the depth with the type of year he was having.
And Dvorak, too. Kirk Muller was talking about that. Just getting Skinner and Radek Dvorak back in the lineup will help the balance if this stays the same. If they continue to look for a consistent scoring threat out of this top line, and they haven't even practiced together either. Just the 1 period in Colorado, and then it was put together today without practice. Zuccarello, Stepan, they score! Derek Stepan has the hat trick. It went off the stick of Andrej Sekera, and the Rangers have a 5-1 lead.
A tough break for Peters and Sekera there. And as we've said a couple of times, Derek Stepan was a contract holdout. The beginning of his season was delayed, but it truly is off and running now. See a 3-on-2 here. It's still just a tough break, but the first forward back was slow, making this a 3-on-3. And that puck goes off the shaft of Sekera's stick and finds room on the short side.
They will collect the hats here at Madison Square Garden. Derek Stepan getting the goal, and the good fortune to see it go off the stick of Andrej Sekera. 5:23 left, and the Rangers pull away.
Boy, we've mentioned that Don Waddell, who's part of the Brain Trust for the United States of America, competing in Sochi. We've mentioned McDonough, we've mentioned Falk, and boy, Derek Stepan. That's the thing the United States has, for these upcoming Olympics is they have hard decisions to make at every position, and that tells you how far hockey in our country has come.
That's right, and they're getting to a point where it will rival Canada in terms of where you can almost put 2 teams together and be legit. And that's how good the talent is.
Boy, no question about it. I mean, there's going to be some really good players that are left off that team, and they're going to have some big decisions on young players. Take Seth Jones. I mean, Justin Falk's still so young. If their time is now or if, it's a couple of years from now.
Thursday's game against the Islanders on Sports South. Here's the breakdown. Atlantic Telephone, Channel 260. AT&T UVerse, Channel 728, HD 1728. DirecTV, Channel 647, HD 627-1. Dish Network, 440, HD 9575. Mediacom, Channel 19. Suddenlink, Channel 121. Time Warner Cable, Channel 521. High Definition, 1521. That's the Canes and the Islanders Thursday night on Sports South, starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30. Tuesday's game at home against Philadelphia will be televised nationally. Derek Stepan, 3rd goal tonight. Chris Kreider and Matt Zuccarello. What a night that line has had. for Lane Vigneault. 5-1 New York. They go deep. Out of the corner, a setup, a quick shot, good block by Belmore. Shot taken by Brad Richards. 2-on-2. Come the Hurricanes. They get it deep. Belmore gets after it. Going hard on John Moore. They jam along the boards. Out of the scrum, Dwyer's there too, tied up by Michael Del Zotto. Good play by Del Zotto for Benoit Pouliot. The Rangers escape harm and back out to center ice. Harrison on the tape of Riley Nash. Moving it by Del Zotto. Here's Dwyer. Tough angle. Shut down by Lundqvist. Played here again by Del Zotto. Stripped clean by Brett Sutter. Sutter's pass denied by Benoit Pouliot. Little chip off the boards and back out.
Riley Nash has been pretty good tonight. Still looking for a little bit more grit in his game, but he's done some good detail.
Bowman. Big rebound by Lundqvist on the shot by Drayson Bowman. Now the Rangers take over and back of the goal. Anton Stralman. Stralman broken up by Bowman. Cut off. Here's Sutter holding onto it. Bring it back. Malhotra for Sutter. Fanning on one. Inside it goes. Drayson Bowman. Bowman to the outside of Anton Stralman. Bowman stays sturdy on the puck. Stays with it. Malhotra holding onto it to the outside. Murphy. Murphy addresses it. Plays it off the end wall. Bowman tries to get the step on Stralman. He does. Good work by Bowman. Now Malhotra. Back for Murphy. Here it comes. Fought off out in front. Loose along the boards. Malhotra again down deep for Brett Sutter. Negated at the D. The Rangers get to it. It's Brandon Mashinter and back out.
Look at Murphy bat that puck down.
Rangers on a change. Derek Dorsett moves up to the outside of Jordan. Holding onto it. Off of Peters. Mopped up by Hainsey. Eric Stahl deep in his own zone. Off a stick. Out to neutral ice. The Rangers are offside. They tag up now and play will continue. Hainsey behind Eric Stahl. It goes out of play. 3:18 left to go in regulation time. Derek Stepan has had a great night for the Rangers with a 3-goal hat trick. We're back right after this.
Cam Ward, and I'll tell you what, I'm really excited about the future. When it comes to Ryan Murphy, Elias Lindholm, you take a guy like Brock McGinn in Guelph with Scott Walker. Victor Rask is playing well in Charlotte right now.
Rick DiPietro is playing for them tonight in San Antonio. Last look, they were deadlocked at 2 apiece. Now it's played here by J.T. Miller out to center ice. Brian Boyle from well out, gloved by Justin Peters. No further play. 2:55 left in this third period.
And Johnny, I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about into the future. I think Ryan Murphy could end up being a leader on this hockey club, and this is why I say it. He has charisma. He cares about people. You know, I think it's, you know, if he can develop that compete and work ethic that, you know, some of his fine coaches and Ron Brindamore, they have. But he's the kind of guy that when he's 35, many years from now, he's going to be able to hang and identify with the young players because that's just the type of player he is. He'll be the kind of person that welcomes everybody in and takes pride in it.
Yeah, they always remember. Manny Malhotra is here now, remembers what Kirk Muller did for him as a young player. They played together with the Dallas Stars. Now Zuccarello hit hard as he was floored on the play that time by Elias Lindholm. The play is fed ahead by Harrison, broken up by Zuccarello. 3 assists tonight. Chris Kreider has 3 helpers, and Derek Stepan has 3 goals. Now Nathan Gerby back out to center ice. This is Elias Lindholm. Dwyer's onside. High slot, Gerby dancing. His shot, good save. Henrik Lundqvist. Loved down by Ron Hainsey. It goes deep.
He plays so deep. I mean, he's got to make the save more challenging. But boy, oh boy, does he have to be cat-like. I mean, we've seen Gerby beat a lot of goalies from that spot this year.
Back out to center. Patrick Dwyer goes to work on Del Zotto. A sweep check by Michael Del Zotto with 1:47 left in this third period. Out of the corner, Richards. Away now for Benoit Pouliot and back out. Carl Hagelin over the line, holding onto it. Hagelin pulls up, lays it across. It's fought for. Yuri Tlusty in control for Carolina, peppered by Carl Hagelin, and back out.
Right. We just hope that somehow Yuri Tlusty, here with his homestand coming up, gets some semblance of confidence. He's trying to fight through it in the right ways and get back to the fundamentals of the game.
The Rangers will go to 6-7 on the season, 2-1 in this building. As Belmore is back to get it, Carolina will be 4-7-3 and 3-4 on the road. It comes all the way back And Lundqvist will play it off for Mark Stahl. Malhotra for Carolina.
And we talk about the youth, the future of Carolina, but the truth is they have a lot of players that a lot is expected of that have all gone offensively cold at the same time. I mean, whether it be both Stahls, Ruutu, Jiri Tolusti. Yeah. I mean, Semin. I mean, I think Semin's created, but he hasn't been able to finish. And when that happens, you're going to have trouble, and the Hurricanes are going to need to somehow, hopefully, heat those guys up at home starting against Philly, Johnny.
Another night with one goal, and that won't cut it. Harrison back to get it. All the way out for Alex Semin. Moving away from Derek Dorsett. Semin now in control, interrupted by Carl Hagelin. Brian Boyle's in, just wide. Hagelin after the rebound. 16 seconds left. Back out to center ice, it's Eric Stahl. Jordan over the line, Semin all the way across, back checking is Brian Boyle. Hagelin, 6 seconds left. From well out, blocked by Belmore, rolls in on Justin Peters, and that'll do it. The New York Rangers defeat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-1.
Well, it's a game that started well with no reward. It was one of Carolina's best starts in quite some time, and Richards getting it to Hagelin with Pouliot driving the net, and a backhand that just found its way into the goal. It was probably the biggest goal of this game way back in the first period. And, you know, in a 5-1 game, Henrik Lundqvist was still a gigantic story because he won very, I think, significantly the battle in the nets when it came to the big saves at the big times.
Final count, the New York Rangers 5, the Carolina Hurricanes 1. Stay with us. Full post-game coverage from Madison Square Garden with Hurricanes Live, which is coming your way after the break. Back with that right after this on Fox Sports Carolina.